In this video, we'll see the capabilities of Universal Watcher on our Quantic query with unique features. This query is designed to provide real-time information about running processes, making it useful for all types of users without the need for specialized personnel to configure it. Additionally, users can access a log that registers changes made to values, enabling them to keep track of the evolution of their data. Another key feature of the Universal Watcher is that it allows users to set up alerts that trigger notifications when deadlines are met. All this on the go without needing to modify the process design. Now, let's explore two use cases to see how it can be applied in practice. The first use case involves temperature control in a laboratory oven. The second use case involves delivering notifications for specific requests. In this example, we have the class of processes that monitors the temperature of an oven using a connector. An intermediate time event is set up to control the measurements, which are taken every 60 seconds. Universal Watcher records each time the current flows through the process. If the temperature of the oven reaches 200 degrees, an alarm is triggered and an email is automatically sent to the user. Creating a Universal Watcher query is a straightforward process that any business user can accomplish without needing to be a delegated administrator. To get started, simply go to Reports and Monitoring and click on the Create View button in the Universal Watcher tab. Once you've entered a name for your query, you'll need to select the class of processes you want to monitor. Then, choose the specific data points you want to track. Since we are monitoring the temperature of an oven, select the field where the connector inputs this data. To set up an alert, you'll need to select this mark and define the conditions that trigger it. In this case, the condition is when the oven temperature reaches 200 degrees. Additionally, you can configure notifications to be sent instantly when deadlines are reached, ensuring that you never miss the critical milestone. Besides registering panel fields, you can also register current flow through the diagram, define calculated formulas, and set time periods with process data. Next, we will identify the point in the diagram flow that generates the data to be stored in the query. You can also limit the amount of stored data by selecting the number of days, hours, or registers to be logged and stored. Similarly, you can set a deadline for data registration. These limits are important to avoid storing unnecessary data. We can identify the necessary conditions for registering data, which will be validated when the process current passes through the designated connection. If the conditions are met, the data will be saved. With the current configuration, data will be logged during the process's execution and will be displayed in the query's grid. If you want to notify specific users via their workflow or email, you can configure the final steps provided by the assistant. The next step is to select the addressees. Choose how the notification will be sent, either via a task, email, or the Aura Quantic app for mobile devices. Then, select the nature of the addressee, either an individual employee, a singular role, or an email address that can be entered at this stage. You can select an unlimited number of addressees and they will be displayed in a list. Once selected the addressee, choose the point in the process flow where you want to trigger the notification. It may be different from the point selected for data generation. Also, you will need to select whether to notify for all registered data or just for specific alerts. Once you follow these simple steps to design your query, you'll be able to see its results in execution. To view the list of results, simply click Save and Exit. The list will initially be empty, but it will be populated as the process is executed. In the corresponding column, you can view the different oven temperatures that have been logged up until this point. If an alarm has been triggered, the corresponding entry will appear in red. If you click on Register, the process execution control will open. By clicking on the Graphics button, you can access detailed information and statistics related to the registered data. You can delete logged registers at any time using this option, or delete all of them to start over. Both the query creator and employees assigned to receive notifications have access to this query. In addition to receiving notifications through their workflow or email, employees can access a grid of notifications via the My Queries tab in the Reports and Monitoring window of the employee portal. For security reasons, employees must belong to the class of processes secure room to create a Universal Watcher query. Delegated administrators can view all queries created by users to ensure that data storage limits are not exceeded and that it does not have a negative impact on the database. From Structure, you can access the list of queries created by employees from this option. You can view the query creator, storage limitations, and expiration date. If the end date is indicated in red, it means that no more records can be created. A delegated administrator can access, modify, and view any query as well as empty or delete its associated registers. We must highlight 3 key features from the previous example. First, a business user can easily configure queries on the go, without the need to change the class of processes design or rely on technical expertise. Besides, note that during the execution of a single process, data has been registered. Other queries must store values in pre-designed groups of fields for this purpose, or execute a process for each temperature control. Finally, the user can select an alarm allowing for customized notifications. In this section, we'll briefly explore another practical application that's just as simple to configure as the one we covered earlier. Suppose a sales agent wants to be notified whenever a client's order is shipped out of the warehouse, even though this requirement wasn't included in the process design. This is easy to solve. Simply navigate to the Universal Watcher list and create a new one by following these steps. Select the sales process and the data for the notification. In this case, the order reference and client. Next, select the point in the process flow that generates the necessary data. For this scenario, the order dispatch. Only one register is needed for storage limits. As a condition, I will indicate that only my client's process data be registered. I will choose myself as the notification addressee and select the same point in the process flow for notification as for data generation. And with this, it is complete. Every time one of my clients' order leaves the warehouse, I will receive an automatic notification.